let's go ahead and look at the data here. So it gives you a lot of data, very similar to the stuff, if you're familiar with SAM-PuttLab, it's giving you a lot of the same data that SAM-PuttLab is. So it's giving you face, shaft, lie. So this would be face rotation, changes in shaft would be basically changes in loft. Lie would be exactly what it sounds like, changes in the lie angle. And it's important to note that right now we are in the lab mode, and lab mode is not referencing a target. It is not using a target line. It is taking the last known position of the putter at address, and then as soon as that putter starts to move, it actually, the software works back a couple frames and it says, okay, this is where the putter started, and this is where the putter finished at impact. So in this instance, the player was 0.9 degrees open relative to where they started the putter at address. And the same thing applies with shaft and lie angle. So in the lab mode, I'll give you an example. The lie angle, let's say somebody starts with the putter 4 degrees toe down. If they return it to 4 degrees toe down, that number is going to show 0. It's going to show a change of 0 degrees. But if they start at 4 degrees toe down and then they return it to what would actually be considered neutral lie angle, it might say they've gone from 4 degrees to 0, so it would be a difference of 4 degrees. So the lab mode is again referencing where that putter was last at address to where it is at impact. So when we look at face, like I said, because it's capturing at 400 frames per second, you are able to get all the data throughout the entire stroke. Really easy to scroll through all the data and see any given second. At the bottom of the screen, that's where we get our current. So that's what the putter is currently doing relative to where you're scrolling. So you can see for this player, this is actually myself. You can see that I actually shut the face about 0.4 degrees in the early part of the takeaway. And then I start to open the putter quite rapidly. The yellow bar is going to represent what they call inversion. Inversion frame is just where the putter is now completed the backstroke and is on its way into the downstroke. And so then we can kind of continue in to impact, which is the orange frame. So we're going to get that on face, shaft, lie. We can scroll through these in real time and get the data at any point, which is a really nice feature. Angles is just another way of looking at those three, the face, shaft, and lie, to look at those just collectively.